Hey, we got a quick screencast here to demonstrate one of the reasons behind this class, Global Studies, is to gain some understanding of your place in the world, kind of where we fit. And so we've started this presentation with the question, if the world was a village of only 100 people. So instead of thinking of the world as billions of people, thinking of it as 100, only 100, and basing everything on that simple percent scale. If we go to the first slide here, the question is, how many of the people of the 100 would be from the Americas, North or South, African, European, Asian, and here we have a population map of the world distorted to show where you have more people and where you have less. You can see here parts of Asia really ballooned outward, where the population of the world is greater, and then smaller places where the population of the world is less. So if we go forward here, we'll get those numbers. How many of the 100 people would be from the Americas? 14. Now that's from North and South America. That's the Western Hemisphere, basically. African, 16 would be African. So there'd be more Africans than North and South Americans put together. European, up here, only 10 of the world, 10%. Asian, 60. Because when we're talking about Asia, we are talking about India, we're talking about China, we're talking about Japan, we're talking about Russia, parts of Russia. This is huge. If we go to gender and religion, what percentage of the world is male, female, non-white, white, Christian, or non-Christian? We get an idea what those numbers look like. Male is 50, female 50, so an even split. Non-white, 75% of this village. White, 25%. Christian, 31%. Non-Christian, 69%. Here you have a breakdown of the world religions. Christians at 33%, according to this graph. The statistics aren't all exactly equal. 20% of the world Muslim, 13 Hindu, 6 Buddhist, 13 other, and 14% atheist. As far as poverty goes, looking at this village that represents the world, I'll bring them all up here. In that village of 100 people, 22 people would not have shelter. 14 would be unable to read and write, meaning they'd be functionally illiterate. 11 would be undernourished, barely getting enough to survive. 1 would be dying of starvation, and 9 would not have access to safe water. As far as wealth goes, 40 in this village would have access to the internet. 24 have no electricity, and of the 76 who do, most would only use it for light at night, not for other things. 7 in that village would have a college education. 1 would have HIV. 2 would be near birth, and 1 near death, giving an idea of how the population of the earth is growing. 5 would control 32% of the world's entire wealth. So 5 out of that 100 would control a good portion, 32% of the wealth in that village. All 5 that control the wealth would be U.S. citizens, giving you an idea of how wealthy we are as a nation. 48 live on less than $2 a day. 20 would live on less than $1 a day. So you'd have people with, 68 out of that 100 would spend very little money overall. This is a world map, again, distorted for wealth. Now you can see the United States very, very large. If you look at South America, not large at all. Europe blown way up. And then you would see China over here, very large as well. Really gives you an idea who the world players are economically today. Some other facts about the state of the world. Internet users, Iceland has 97%, the USA 86. Population, China 1.3 billion, India 1.2, the USA only 318 million. Starbucks locations, 10,295 in the US. Thailand has 97. Top languages, Mandarin Chinese, 1.75 billion people speak it. English is 514 million, Hindu 495, and Spanish 425. Most movies produced each year, India actually produces the most. USA at 699, and Japan at 356. Life expectancy, Japan it's 84, the USA at 79, South Africa it's only 49 years old. Most billionaires in the world, the USA has by far the most, with Germany following and the UK trailing. That's most of the presentation. We'll talk about this assignment in class. Thank you.